Are you a 3-5 player whose skills have plateaued and you're struggling to get to that next level in your pickleball game? I've been there. In this video, I'm gonna go over 7 tips that I wish someone had shared with me when I was a 3-5 pickleball player to help me accelerate my growth and get to the next level in my pickleball game. Ready to get started? Hi, I'm Xavier, and I help players who are struggling at the 3.0 and 3.5 pickleball levels become confident and respected 4.0 pickleball players so they can play smarter, get invited to higher level games, and finally feel proud of their performance. If you're on YouTube often trying to find ways to improve in your pickleball game, I'd really appreciate it if you would click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of every time that we upload. The first tip that I want to give to the struggling 3.5 players out there is to fix your grip. One thing that you'll see very common at the 3.5 pickleball level is if you look at 10 different 3.5 pickleball players, you're probably going to see 10 different pickleball grips. They're all going to be holding their paddle differently. And so I want to guide you in the correct direction on how to hold your paddle the best way, so that way you're able to easily hit forehands, backhands, dinks, volleys, whatever you're going to be hitting. It's the most versatile grip that there is to offer, and that's going to be the continental grip. The continental grip is also called the handshake grip. The reason it's called the handshake grip is because to find this grip, you almost want to simulate shaking hands with your paddle. If you hold your paddle with the edge guard facing upwards and you go to shake your hand, placing the V of your hand in between your thumb and your pointer finger on the top side of the paddle, you'll find the continental grip. The continental grip is great when you're moving up to the kitchen line, standing in your ready position to be able to hit forehands, backhands, dinks, volleys, whatever you want to hit without having to change your grip. The other aspect of the grip that we need to talk about is the grip pressure, or how tight you grip your paddle on certain shots. As a rule of thumb, the tighter you grip your paddle, the more the ball is going to react off the face of your paddle, potentially causing a pop-up depending on what kind of shot you're trying to hit. On the different kinds of shots, you want to hold a different kind of grip pressure. On the softer shots within the game, like dinks and drop shots, you want to loosen up your grip pressure so the ball doesn't react off your paddle as much and you won't be hitting as many pop-ups. When it comes time to get aggressive and hit a put-away shot, you want to tighten your grip pressure so that way the ball does react off the face more and you're able to get the necessary power to put the ball away. A common thing that we see is as players are moving up through the transition zone to get up to the kitchen line, their grip pressure, because of the pressure of the moment and playing a competitive point, gets too tight, and they often find themselves popping the ball up right into their opponent's strike zone to get slammed on. In order to fix this issue, loosen your grip pressure, relax during the middle of the point, and play a softer shot. Tip number 2 is to prioritize the soft game. I remember it very vividly going out back when I was a 3-5 player, going out to the park and remembering that those points that we were playing at the time lacked a lot of structure. Everyone was out there taking the next ball that they saw and hitting it as hard as they could to try and win the point on that shot, when oftentimes that was really the ill-advised move. You're hitting balls from down below by your feet and hitting up on the ball right into your opponent's strike zone that then they can hit down on the ball and kind of win that point that way. It's a lack of patience and it's a lack of prioritizing the soft game. So in order to remedy this, work on your soft game, work on planning out points and structuring them and thinking 2 or 3 shots in advance instead of being eager to hit the winner on the shot that's right in front of you right then. Remain patient and plan out points as you go, so that way, maybe I'm not gonna hit a winner on this shot, but maybe on the next shot, it'll be popped up and I can hit it from shoulder height, hitting down on the court and winning the point that way. Tip number 3 is to hit short and compact volleys. I remember back when I was playing 3-5 tournaments when I was a little bit younger, and I was always eager to hit that SportsCenter top 10 play, the highlight reel shot. Anytime a ball was high enough, I would take this really large swing and try and end the point on the first ball. And what I found as I moved up and progressed through the levels is that that doesn't work as you're progressing, because as I'm hitting these really big winner shots, as you get better, those balls start to come back. And so if I'm way out of position over here, this is a really bad habit, and it's one that I needed to break. Because if I'm way out of position over here and the ball comes back to this side of me, I'm gonna be late to that ball over here now. So the way to correct this issue is to fix your ready position and have short, compact swings out in front of you when you're hitting the ball. So get lower and get your paddle out in front of you, and everything that you're going to hit, do it starting out in front of you. So don't take a large backswing and don't take a large follow through. Start out in front, give it a nice quick punch, and then go right back to ready right here. It's gonna make everything at the net a lot quicker, so that way when those balls do come back at the higher levels, you're ready to go ahead and play another ball, and then another ball, and another ball, until you're able to finally get that downward angle that you want to win the point. Hey, if you're vibing with these tips and are realizing that you could become the pickleball player that you wish you could be with a little bit of clear direction, I want to introduce you to the 4 Days to 4.0 Challenge. The 4 Days to 4.0 Challenge is an online training program that cuts out all the noise and focuses on just the skills that you need to streamline your path to 4.0 pickleball play. If you're tired of letting your partner down and want to gain more confidence in your play, then click the link in the description to learn more about the 4 Days to 4.0 Challenge. Tip number 4 is going to be to let out balls go. Again, I remember playing in the 3-5 pickleball tournaments back when I was a little bit younger, and I was so eager to hit the highlight reel shot that I would often find myself jumping to hit balls that were going way out of bounds. And those are points that I otherwise could have had I let those balls go out. Sometimes I would jump up and I would be so aggressive to try and hit that ball that I would end up hitting it off the edge guard or hitting it right into the net, and I lost that point that I would have otherwise won had I just let the ball go. So the way to fix this bad habit is to fix your ready position again. Get lower to the ground, get your paddle out in front of you, and anytime your opponent is going to hit a speed up at you where they're hitting up on the ball, if you're low enough, if it's at your shoulder height, that ball is going to be going out of bounds. As we like to say, shoulder high, let it fly. Of course, there are exceptions to this where they're going to take some pace off the ball. If they do, and that ball is still going to land in at shoulder height, it should be no problem for you to recognize that early, and with your short and compact volley swing, just hit down on the ball right back down at their feet. But oftentimes that's not the case. The 3-5 players really like to hit the ball really hard, and so if you're low enough to the ground, if it's shoulder high, let it fly. You're going to win a lot more points by letting out balls go out of bounds than hitting them. Tip number 5 is going to be practice and drill more than you play games. Now, I get it. Playing games is super fun. It's fun to go out and play with your friends and just have a great time. But if you're really wanting to get better at pickleball, or really any skill in general, intentional practice is how you're going to do that in the most efficient way. Think about any other sport, right? You practice that sport all week leading up to the game on the weekend, and pickleball is exactly the opposite of that. We play games all week and maybe practice once a week, if that. You're shortchanging yourself when you do this. If you want to get better at pickleball more efficiently, it starts with getting the reps in. You need to hit the shot over and over and over and over again until it's comfortable and you can almost do it in your sleep. That's the only way when you're transferring that shot to competitive games that you're going to be able to depend on it when the pressure is on, right? And so making sure that you've hit the shot 1,000 times before the pressure scenario comes up is the only way that you're going to be able to depend on that shot. Because we're so passionate about drilling, we've recently made a video outlining our 5 favorite drills that we'd love for you to try. If you want to watch that video, go ahead and click the card up in the top right corner right now. Tip number 6 is going to be learning to move efficiently. If you ever watch 3-5 play or even film yourself and watch yourself play, often what you're going to see is players that are running around the court sporadically and scrambling to get balls, seeming like they're never in the right place at the right time. And it's a lot of extra effort for no reason. Whereas if you watch high-level play, pro-level play, you'll notice that the pro players tend to be in the right spot pretty much every single time, and they're never in a hurry to get there. And the reason for this is because they move efficiently. Take Ben Johns, for example. Again, he's never in a hurry and he's always in the right spot. And the reason for this is he's found out the way to get to wherever he's trying to go in as few steps as possible, and always making it there on time. So whether that's dinking at the kitchen line and making sure to move early in anticipation so that way the ball is never getting behind you, or drop shotting and moving up towards the kitchen line because you know that that's your goal and where you're trying to go, or even when your partner hits a wide dink and they're about to hit an ATP, moving efficiently so that way you're standing in the right spot before your opponent hits the ball is super key. That way you're never in a rush to get to where you're going. You're already going to be there. So anticipation and moving efficiently is super important to elevate your footwork and elevate your movement on the court. Tip number 7 is going to be to upgrade your pickleball IQ. This is a great way to improve your pickleball game without actually improving your skills. Theoretically, if you're equally matched with someone in terms of skills, but you're a smarter player than them, you should beat them 10 times out of 10 because your game plan and your game style is more appropriate and at a higher level of strategy to beat that player. What this usually looks like in the 3-5 gameplay is playing with higher margin. Oftentimes players like to hit really low margin shots, for example, hitting a third shot drive that goes into the net 80% of the time, but 20% of the time you look like a hero. Rewire that thinking in your brain to now play higher level pickleball, hitting a drop shot and approaching the net to get to the kitchen line, which will serve you better in the long run of that point instead of going for the quick, easy fix of hitting a drive that you will probably end up missing. Playing higher percentage pickleball and increasing your margin for error is how you're going to incrementally improve your game without actually improving your skills. I want you to to test me on this. Next time you go out and play, pay attention to the games that are going on around you. Keep track of who's losing those games and have a rough estimate of how many errors they made within that game. What you'll find is that the team that makes less unforced errors is often the team that's going to come out on top. Playing with higher margin is going to win you more points, which in turn is going to win you more games, which in turn is going to help you have a lot more fun when you go out and you play pickleball. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, I understand that I have to move more efficiently and play smarter pickleball, but how do I actually do that? That's exactly what the 4 Days to 4.0 challenge is designed to do, to help you play smarter, higher level pickleball with the 4 most important skills and strategies to reach a 4.0 skill level. If you're tired of making too many mistakes and want to play smarter pickleball so you can reduce your frustration and have more fun, I want you to click the link down in the description to find out more about the 4 Days to 4.0 challenge. Tip number 3 is to hit short and compact volleys. Nice toss there. That was good. Tip number 3 is to hit short and compact volleys. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, here we go. I remember back when I was younger playing 3-5 pickleball tournaments. What the heck is a tournament?